Hello, hello, hello! Welcome back to my modded Minecraft world, and it's really starting to get modded because I just have a whole wind turbine behind me right now. But this is technically the second video really with the Mekanism mod, which I'm using as my source of electricity. And my favorite one is always the wind generator, because compared to the solar generator, of course, it works through the night. And we are currently pretty high up on a hill, so it's a pretty nice source of electricity, unlike what we started with last video, which was a heat generator, which should be the first one you start with anyway. This one does require me to continuously get some lava or some coal, so this one requires a lot more work, but of course, as long as we are up here in the mountains and the wind is going, we've got electricity for this wind turbine. So we've made one. I definitely want to maybe make a couple more before we truly get going with applied energetics, because that's the reason we're doing this. Applied energetics is an excellent way of storing just all of our stuff, but it does require electricity. So that's what we're working towards. But before we can truly make a couple more, I think I want to make a basic energy cube so we just have a little bit of electricity backup going for us. And either way, for that we need the cables, but also the cubes. But both recipes do unfortunately require some steel, which is a little bit more difficult for us to get. So we need steel dust, which we get from enriched iron, which we get from iron and coal in the metallurgic infuser. So it's a bit of a step-by-step process, but we should be able to get there. And I think that is the only way we can really get there. Yeah, we need steel dust very first. So I think it's time to... It's already been dumped. Perfect. Honestly, we might make a little bit of this. Maybe not 26. Well, why not 26? Boom. And then if there's 26 in here, I think we'll need 13. Because we need to go through this twice. And then we'll have some steel. We'll have 13 steel, which I think should be enough. But we'll have to see. Maybe we need a little bit more. This is why we need just a bunch of materials before you start this. Like, we're running through our coal really quickly. So it's good that we prepared some of that earlier. This keeps spinning, like we're at the max electricity essentially no matter what, which is very nice. But yeah, I am ready to get this going. Last video was just a lot of gathering materials, getting everything set up, but now that we have this, we'll be good to go. Honestly, I think I might make the smelter while we're here. I need a little bit of steel for that as well, so we'll probably have to make some more steel after all of this, but I think it'll be a good thing for us to craft, because then well, we can smelt it much quicker. Is there any other way for us to get towards steel? If there is, then that'll be worth it, but if it's only through... No. If it's only through crushed steel dust, then unfortunately this is the quickest way for us to get there. But that's fine. I can be patient. And it's daytime again. What have you got going for us? I'm patient. I'm patient. And we have to wait through this all again. See, this is quite a slow process. This is just, okay, this is fine. This is if in case you would like to automate it, we can, in theory. And this is just showing us what is touching where. But this doesn't matter right now. Oh, we can give it speed upgrades. What's a speed upgrade cost me nowadays? Of course, we don't have a crusher. But we need some glass anyway. Let me see if I can get ourselves a little bit of glass. Of course, I don't have sand. Why would I? Do I see sand anywhere? I think that's some... Oh, that was way too close. I should not have done that. But this is sand. Okay. Let me grab a little shovel and just a little bit of glass. Actually, we have the hearts. We can stay here for like a second longer. I'm not worried. Okay, we should probably head back up now. Boom. We breathe again. And we start the trek back up, 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 all the way back there. But by that time, hopefully everything should be done smelting. But yeah, those speed upgrades are pretty interesting because essentially what I'm making is a little machine which I can upgrade to have, you know, more space, so more things at once can be smelted. But it can also get upgrades in terms of speed and noise, I think, and stuff like that, which it all just runs off electricity. So if we have, you know, good electricity source, we can essentially run all of these machines like a furnace without needing the coal because it runs off of electricity and stuff like that, which is pretty fun, pretty cool, and definitely something that you use for a long time. So it's definitely worth investing in this, you know, relatively early game like we are now, because we'll eventually, you know, find a use for it. It's something that we're going to continue to need, you know, throughout the entire game. We need to find a better source of sand. This was a long trek to make. But yeah, we're mainly getting electricity right now because we want the applied energetics. But to get that to fully function the way I do want it to, we need a lot of electricity. So I want to make sure we have a little bit of a backup supply, but also that we have just a good, decent, you know, generating going on. You can go in here for now. Let's see how that's all doing. And I think I'm going to just make a little smelting factory. Steel dust, basic smelting factory. What do I need? We need more redstone. We need a lot more redstone. Okay, so let's go ahead and smelt some of our steel and head back into the mine to see if I can get some boom, some redstone. Now this is the mine that's also near the deep dark, which is obviously less than ideal, but we can function with it. Just have to be careful. Not upset the deep dark creature too much. We just need a little bit of redstone. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying this series. You know, Mekanism is a mod I've played with a little bit before, but definitely not as much as I am now. And I think it's definitely one of those mods that's a lot of fun to work with. And I've been enjoying learning how to use it as well, so hopefully you're enjoying it a little bit as well. But if you have any tips or tricks for this mod, definitely do let me know, because I am by no means an expert on this mod. Boom, we light it up, so if we do ever come back here, there's less likely to be a bunch of mobs. We need more coal, surprisingly. Okay, we're careful. We're not upsetting the warden. That would not be a fun way to go. I see nothing else. Oh. Oh. Well, now I see something else. What are the chances of that? A quick look, a quick look. Nope, just more warden stuff. It is a really pretty block. I do like it, but not something I need to be messing around with. And we just go back. Safety. We have enough redstone to finish what we needed to finish. Perfect. Okay, this should all be relatively smelted. Perfect. I don't know why I'm running over here. I don't think we need to necessarily be here, but I suppose this is our electricity source, so I might as well. We build a smelter. One of these. One of these. And one of these. Perfect. We have now reached the Industrial Revolution. We have infused iron with carbon and repeated it to make steel. We have made the perfect foundation, which is used in even the most advanced machines. And we have crafted our first factory. Now this should connect to this power. Are you getting electricity? I think you are. Maybe. I don't know how this works. We'll see how it goes. But this can be used to smelt. Okay, let me see if I move it to a different configuration. No, because your electricity is at the back. I know how this works. You have your electricity. You need to what if I move you, right? For now, we need cables is what we need. But this should now work as intended. Let me grab you the rest of your osmium. So this can smelt 3 stacks at once. It's using this electricity, but we need it, so that makes sense. And now we need these more than anything. How many can we make? Honestly, like 1 or 2 will do for now. And it makes noise, as you can tell, which yes, it is quite annoying, but we can build this very far away from our base, or we can get upgrades to make it be quiet. But yeah, with this cable, you see now we can have multiple sources attached, so multiple sources are now getting electricity. This thing is working overtime. And with that, we should also be able to have an energy cube, so anytime we're not using this for whatever reason, we should be able to just store energy. So to build all that, we need to go here once more. And we need 2 more of these. 1, 2. We had like the perfect amount of material for all of this. Perfect. So this will now start charging. And let me just... For now, actually, 1 less. Perfect, this is charging. Very slowly, but essentially it's only when we have excess power. But make sure that all of this is getting, you know, it's full. And once this is full, the extra power gets sent to here. And now it's nighttime again. We had a productive day. And we have our first little factory. So this is a smelting factory, and it obviously smelts stuff. But there's a bunch of factories. So you've got all your basic ones, then you get advanced, elite, and ultimate. So smelting, enrichment, which you use a bunch of stuff for. Crushing to make powder. Compressing to turn powder back into ingots. But you can also do that. Smelting, combining, combine stuff. Purifying, purify stuff. Injecting, inject stuff. Infusing, infuses stuff. You can tell I know everything about this. And a sawing factory. But I suppose as we... Let me just take this out for a second because we're not getting enough electricity. As we have, you know, more need for more machines, we'll generate them. But I think it would be interesting to make just a second little wind generator, and you'll see how much quicker it goes now that we have just all of these materials. And how much? What did you need? Iron, okay. Boom. We grab ourselves a little bit of iron. And that'll all be working. So then we'll have this going. Wait, no, don't be iron. Well, actually, be a little bit of iron. Then we'll need to throw some osmium in there. And then we'll need craft this. Yes, perfect. Honestly, getting a speed upgrade doesn't sound too bad right now. But yeah, we're not getting enough electricity at the minute to run both of these machines at the same time. So we need to just get a second source of power, which is what I'm working on right now. And just like that, we have finished what we were planning to craft. And we should now be able to craft everything we're looking for. And boom. See, much quicker than the first time because now we have all the materials we need. And, well, we know how to do it, I suppose. So if I can just... Boom. Going to move you over just a little bit so that this guy can sync up. Actually, for now we'll put you here. And now we have a lot more electricity, and we can, for example, start smelting some of this. Let me turn off the auto sort. And if we do something like this, they should all start smelting. So that's all working, and so we don't have to worry about that. We're not using any coal for this. If we want to infuse... This is an infuser, yeah. Infuse something, we can do that. We now have 2 of these, which are generating power as quickly as they can. I wonder if this is going to go up. Is it going up? It is slowly going up. So I think I feel safe enough to put this one back here again and let this slowly fill up. And I think we should have enough electricity. So I will wait for all of this to smelt, and we can technically smelt anything with this. We can do our diamonds. Well, not our diamonds. Diamonds don't smelt, but we can do our iron and our coal. Not coal either. Our iron. There we go. But for now, our backpack works just as well for this. So that's pretty exciting. So now we have our first working factory. We have a decent electricity source. Like I said, I definitely do want to get some more of these going. because we'll definitely need a lot of electricity for our applied energetics ME system, but we'll have a little backup power as well. And now that we've created one of these, it's much quicker to create the second one, as you saw. So that's my second video, and probably the last one for a little while, really on Mekanism. In the future, maybe I'll get more into the specific factories if I feel a need for them. But for now, I think we'll just make a couple of wind turbines and get started with our applied energetics. So I do hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, let me know. I'll do my best to answer them, but I am also learning. If you have any suggestions or ideas for this world, do let me know. I love to learn, love to hear from you. So I appreciate any comments you guys leave me. And just in general, feel free to like, comment, or subscribe. I appreciate all of your support. Hopefully you've been enjoying the videos, and hopefully I'll see you again very soon in this world or the next. Alright, bye-bye!